Okay, so we're back at our career site project, and you can see everything that I have already. This is my index page right here. This is my job info page. You know what? I don't know. I mean, I could put a note up here at the top. Not that we really need to, or that I would expect you to. But you could say this is the. Oh, that's not what I wanted. This is the job info.html file, like this. And again, line 1 now for me is just a note, just so I know that I'm dealing with it if I need to remember. But I know that I am because, of course, I'm clicking on the job info.html. We have the cascading style sheet, which has a few styles for us for the body tag, the A tag, the paragraph tag, and our level 3 headers. And I do not believe we're putting in any classes or IDs in yet. But you may want to think, well, how would I do that? Especially since this particular section of Unit 5 is on div tags, division tags, right? In any case, I did pull up my 2 web pages. So this is the job info page, and this is my index page right here, with all of the styles which we have put into the style sheet. Now, as we add in more information, of course, these will be updated. We're not actually so concerned about the home page today or the index file. We're going to be working more here in the job info file. So let's go there in our code, and remember, we have a description, we have average earnings, we have the kinds of business ownership and related occupations, with at the bottom a hyperlink reference to the index, which we called home, and we can see that right here at the bottom. Well, what we want is more information on our career that we've chosen. I've chosen business owner. Now, if we go to the website that they want us to use, which is onetonline.org. Well, if I can spell it. onetonline.org. This is where it takes me, and then at the top here, you can see at the top right, I can type in business owner, and it doesn't actually say business owner. Now, you can find something that's a little bit close to it, like probably chief executives. So just scrolling down here, yeah, I'm not really seeing very much. So you could use chief executives if you'd like to, and just looking over some of this information, yeah, you'd be a CEO, maybe a CFO, a CIO, something like that, right? And then it labels the tasks, financial budget, confer with board members, budget approval, direct plan, implement policies, and that all sounds pretty good for a business owner as well. So I may use some of this stuff, some technology skills that are needed. Here are some work activities, detailed work activities, work content, and the job zone experience requirements, I guess here. These are experience requirements that which you need, and you can see over here they're looking for a master's degree or even a PhD possibly for being a CEO. Now, being a business owner, of course, does not require any of those kinds of things, although it may be helpful depending on what field you go or start your business in. Training and credentials, again, you could look up your state. I am in Utah, so I could go in here and say, well, let's try Utah, and go, and then let's see what they say about training credentials there. So yeah, it looks like there's some universities that you could go to in order to get some training on being a business owner. But I'm going to go back here, apprentice skills maybe, and knowledge, education, abilities. I may use some of this stuff, okay? But to start out, let's start with a description. So going in here, what's the description? Let's see, determine and formulate policies and provide overall direction of companies or private and public sector organizations within guidelines set by the board of directors. This is okay, but what I would really like to see is something maybe a little bit more general. So, what is the description of a business owner? So we're doing this live. What is the description? I even spelled that wrong. So business owner is the individual or group who legally owns Yeah, I like this one, and this comes from AI, and that's okay for me. But I'm just going to copy this down instead. I don't really need the link. You could link it if you'd like to, but I'm not. I'm not going to do that. What the heck is going on here? Copies. Not going to let me copy that in there. And let's see. We're going to put this. We're going to put this under detailed information, and I'm going to use a paragraph tag for this one. Now, notice I'm putting this directly underneath the description. Let's see if this will paste that in there. Hey, that looked pretty good. So let's go ahead and save that and see what this looks like when I reload my job info page. There's the description right there, which looks pretty good to me. Maybe you'd want to underline description, but I'm not going to do that. But I like that description. I think that's better than the ONET link or information that they gave us. Same with average earnings. Let's try that. So let's see again. A CEO. Where'd it go? This one. CEO. Talk about salaries. Okay, now I'm not seeing this right off the bat. It should be in here. Work styles. Oh, here's some employment trends. Median wages. Something like this. Now, if you wanted to find it easy, and remember, this is kind of at the bottom of the page for me, what you can do is click on Control F, press them at the same time, and you can actually search for the word salary on here. You can see it shows up 0 out of 0 times for me. So I'm going to have to stay there at the bottom with the wage and employment trend. So something like this if you're being hired. But I want to see what AI says. What is the average salary of a business owner? So I just put that in. See what it says. The average salary. Oh, that's pretty good. That's a little bit different than what we saw. Is it a little different? Yeah, they say $206,000 annually. This one's saying $128,000 annually, ranging $92,000 to $145,000 in the top earners are in that range, which it says here is the median wages, at least in 2003. Now, depending on how you want to sell this, like if you were trying to sell it to someone, would determine which number you want to use. I'm just going to go with AI since I've already been using it. And that's what I'm going to put here. I'm just going to copy this text right here. The average salary for a business owner in the U.S. is around this much. So I do Control C. I come back here, and again, inside my average earnings, I'm going to put in a paragraph with this information, which all I did is Control V, and that puts that text that I copied in there for me. So that's my average salary for a business owner in the U.S. is around this much right here. Of course, you could emphasize that or make it strong if you wanted to, italicize or bold it if you wanted to. Okay, now for me, I said kinds of business ownership. Okay, so I'm going to say what kinds of businesses does a business owner own? Question mark. Now for you, I think it wanted something like employers. However you have it is what you should do, but I'm going to stick with what I have right here. And it's saying these are types of businesses. It's not really what I was looking for, but I'm okay with it. Right there, there's a list of 1, 2, 3, 4 different items on that list, which on your assignment, let me see if I can figure out how many you need. You need, let's see. No, it doesn't specify. So that's okay. That's okay for us. Let's go ahead and come back here and the kinds of business for a business owner. So again, we're gonna give ourselves, in this case, we have an unordered list. Okay, and in that unordered list, we have list items, and if I remember right, we have 4. So there's 1. I copied and then paste. There's 2, 3, and 4. So I didn't type that in. All I did was copy and paste my list items in, but I did type in the UL tag right there. And if I were to reload the page, which I forgot to do after that last bit of code, so it's going to show something for average earnings right here. Reload. Yeah, the average salary is showing right there. I forgot to punctuate year. That's going to bother me with the period at the end. Now if I reload it, boom, there's my period. And I have 4 bullet points ready to go. So what kind of business ownerships do we get? We got sole proprietorships, partnerships, limited liability companies, and corporations. Let's see if I can remember that. Sole proprietorships. Make sure I did that right. Sole proprietorships. Partnerships are next. Partnerships. And then the third one there, limited liability companies, LLCs. Limited liability companies, which are also known as, LLCs. And then finally, corporations. So let's take a look, just make sure I got those, limited liability companies and corporations. So I'm gonna go and save this and reload, not this page right here, but my job info page, and sure enough, it's filled those in for me. That's very nice. Okay, so I have those in there. Oh, related occupations, let's see if we can find those. Again, I'm just gonna use Google. What are related occupations for business owners? I assume CEO would be like one, right? Management, finance, marketing, sales, and operations, as well as positions. Yeah. Okay, so related careers. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put these in there. I don't know that I want all of them, but what I wanted there. Oh, there we go. That's a pretty decent list. CEO, COO. I'll just put these in there. Okay, so I'm going to have an unordered list for my level 3 heading, related occupations, unordered list. And again, we're going to put in some list items. So there's a list item right there. And how many do I need? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Yeah, 6 is fine. And I think there's more of them, by the way, but we'll just go with our 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course, if we were to save this and go to our web page, it would show now 6 bullet points under related occupations. But we know the first one was Chief Executive Officer. I think the next one was Chief Operating Officer. Let's make sure I got that right. Chief Operating Officer. Yep. Next, General Manager and Project Manager. Let's put those in. General Manager. And I already forgot what it was. Project Manager. There it is. Project Manager. And what are the last two? Operations Manager and Human Resources Manager. Okay. Operations Manager. And then our last one is Human Resources Manager. Okay, so that should give us something to look at on our information page. And if I reload this here, we have all of our related occupations. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is they want us to put in another level 3 header right here that will be more detailed. More detailed information right here. And they want us to use ONET. I'm not going to use ONET though. So if you need to use ONET for the credit, make sure you do that. Okay. But under more detailed information, which I guess we could check that. Let's take that out and go to our page and just see what it says. More detailed information as a level 3 header. That looks really good. But what we want now is an iframe, which is going to have the source equals quotations, and then of course we'll have the closing of the iframe right there. Okay. But what I need is a web page to refer the user to of my website to more detailed information, right? So you could use ONET, but remember this is more for CEO, right? I don't really want that. So what I'm going to do is look in here for information on business ownership. This one, I don't know. Let's see what this says. We got Indeed, Corporate Finance Institute, types of businesses, 8 small business owner structures people keep. Types of businesses. Well, let's look. Let's see if we can find a description. Business owner description. Okay, so it has a link here. Again, it's from the AI. How to become a business owner and thrive in the role. Pipe drive. I don't know if that's going to let us go there. The connection was reset. Let's find something that we can use. You're an owner of a business. Let's try Ohio University. This looks pretty good. Okay, well, I'm going to just go in here. I don't really need all this other stuff, so I don't need after the hashtag. That's how I searched. So I'm just going to copy that link, and I wonder if I just right-clicked on that. Right-click, copy link address. Let's see if that works. And I'm going to put it in the quotations for me on line 45. So paste. Yeah, see, it has all this other stuff that I don't really need. So I'm just gonna remove it. There we go, and that should work for us. Let's just make sure it does. Back on our information page, reload. No, it's not showing. Ohio refused to connect, so it's possible that they may be blocking us somehow. Again, I kind of want something that I can use. Let's go back in here. Okay, and again, this isn't really information on a business owner, but it's something, and that's really all that we need. All right, we do need the hashtag right there. Let's try that. See if that works. Control V, save. Oh, not reload this one. I need to reload this one. Well, it's still not showing. Now, that's still good enough. Don't worry about it. If you have something like that, it should still work. I'm not really worried about that hashtag either. This should be all that I need. I don't know, maybe we could try a slash. Maybe that's going to work. Yeah, it still doesn't work. Okay, so again, ohio.edu is just kind of blocking us here, which is okay. And if you need to find a website that you can use, again, just come back to your AI and see if you can find something that that works, like Himalayas.app. I don't know what that is. Okay. I'm not so worried about it. All right. But now that I have an iframe in there with a source to a website that can be used, and if you wanted to, you could put some text in here. Of course, this is ohio.edu, not that I really need that right there, or that it's really going to change anything in my web page. Remember, that's just kind of alternate text right there. But we have everything that we need for these. Let's see. List for the point in industries in P tags. Okay, so that's fine. Oh, that's what we need. So I need to go to the style sheet, and what we want to do is style that iframe. Okay, so I'm going to go to my iframe right here, or the style sheet rather, and I need to style my iframe. Now, iframe, fancy brackets, and what they want is a width and a height on this one. So you choose whatever you want. I'm just going to choose some random values. Let's try a width of, let's try 100 pixels. And then a height of, let's say, again, just kind of randomly 600 pixels like this. And let's see what happens to our website now that we have that. Kind of narrowed it down right there. I don't know if that's very good. Let's go back to my style sheet. Instead of 100 pixels, let's go to 100% and see what that does. Okay, so reload. Oh, that gives the whole width of the website. Again, am I happy with that? I'm not so happy with it, but that's okay. This is all we need for this assignment, okay? So what did we do? Let's go back. We didn't do anything in the index. Nothing happened in the index right here, but for job info, we did add a paragraph here, a paragraph there, and if I remember right, it's possible. Yeah, that's okay. We have an iframe tag. We have 5 level 3 headings. We have, 2 unordered lists and 2 paragraphs. So that should be good enough for you to get full credit if you're worried about the credit. But again, this all happened in the jobinfo.html. And then in the style sheet, of course, we added the iframe styling, which we now have complete, and we can see everything is working properly in this, except, of course, ohio.edu is refusing to connect. So we can't actually see this. Hopefully you should be able to see it, especially if you're doing this on the assignment with ONET. Again, could we use this up here? Let's just see. I don't know if it'll show up, but let's just try it. It does bother me that it doesn't show up, by the way. So that's why I'm doing this. Control V. And let's reload this. Yeah, it is showing up right there. Now, do you want to keep it there? I don't know. I mean, it's better to have something than nothing. So maybe what I do is where it said more detailed information, what I do is come back here and say in a paragraph tag, I would just say this is the let's do this, asterisk, information on the related career of well, I guess it was executive officer. Something like this, right? And again, it just specifies, hey, this is not actually for a business owner, this is for chief executive. Well, chief executives. Ah, crap. Chief. Again, it does bother me, but again, do you have to be that specific? You don't. But again, I feel a little bit better seeing that. So, there we go. Okay, well, that's good enough for me, and that's good enough to get full credit. So make sure you get this submitted. There's the code once again. Well, not all the code. Let's see if we can make that smaller for you guys. Okay, so let's see. We got a little bit smaller, looks like. Yep, that includes all the code. If you need to pause it, feel free to do that. And here's the style sheet. A little bit smaller than we need, but again, hopefully you can see it, and hopefully that helps.